What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. If you're a specialty contractor and you want to get rich doing commercial work, this is the video for you. You are in the right place. And if this is the first time you've seen my face, my name's Aaron Fry. I'm the founder of Atlas Trade Partners. We work across 8 different trades and have won and worked on some of the largest commercial projects in the United States and with some of the largest general contractors like Turner, Gilbane, Hensel Phelps. We have a mix of companies we own and operate and others that we consult for, but the one thing through all of those that we specialize and are best at is specialty commercial construction. So in this video, really the reason for this channel, this is our first video. A lot of our clients have been asking us to provide training videos for implementation and for their teams to be able to plug in a lot of the processes and frameworks that we've been providing and teaching. So we figured we're making videos anyways, we might as well put them out there for all of you and let you get some value from those as well. This video specifically is going to be very high level, a general overview about how to make money. And this is specifically for contractors who maybe have never been able to make good money doing commercial work, got burned on a commercial contract. You're a remodeler and you've done a lot of residential work and want to leg into commercial work but don't necessarily have the experience to know where to start. This video is going to be very helpful for you. It will be high level. If there are specifics that I touch on that you would want more drilled down information on, drop those in the comments. We're going to be very active with anyone who engages and try to feed you what you want to hear from our experience and what we've seen work. What spurred this video was a planning meeting we had with a landscaping company that we're working with this morning. They're in the position of having done lots and lots of residential work and now wanting to get into commercial work. They've got a couple commercial contracts coming up that they're going to be fulfilling on, and we want to ride that wave and really build out a legitimate business unit to support that work. To get rich doing commercial work, you have to put profit first. That has to be at the core of everything. And when you start with your strategy being built around profit, it'll set you up very well. So let's take a hypothetical. Let's say you are a roofing contractor. You've done a lot of remodel work. You want to get into commercial roofing. You already like doing metal roofing, so we're going to ride that niche. We're going to niche down and only do metal roofing. The very first big hurdle in getting into commercial work is limiting the mindset of leads are scarce, because that is a big thing, especially in remodeling and making that shift to commercial. When you're working with homeowners, leads are so valuable and so hard to come by, especially depending on what trade you're in, that mindset can bleed over into commercial. You have to take the approach that leads are unlimited and you will always have your pick of exactly what you want to do. The second you let a scarcity mindset bleed into your strategy or what work you're willing to take on, that'll put you into a downward spiral that can flip your business over. So establish your niche. In picking your niche, I would pick that around profit. Let's say if you do metal roofing, here's a great example. You came from sheet metal products and metal supply and started a roofing company, so you've got some great relationships you can leverage there. Niche down into metal because you're naturally going to have more margin because of your relationships that you have. So find where you're most profitable already and lean into that even heavier. When you first start, again, we're taking the approach of leads are unlimited. You need to start bidding everything. So we've niched down, we'll say we've niched down into metal roofing. We are now going to bid every single thing that comes in that has our niche on it, and we're going to go really high. The worst mistake you can make, and it's so easy to make because you're eager to get some of these projects, especially when you're close, is trying to come in at a number where you're being competitive and maybe you're taking a little less margin because you want to win the job. Very natural thing to do, and not a bad thing to do, but a terrible thing to do right at the beginning. You don't want to win any of probably your first 10 to 50 bids. You need to establish where you're at in the market and just start putting bids out there. Don't be picky about who you're bidding to. Just get on the bid list of every GC around you and start bidding. And bid high. Bid so high that if you were to win the job and everything were to go wrong, you would still be very profitable. Because if you do win it and it's your first commercial job, that's probably exactly what's going to happen. What you're going to do after that is follow up on all those bids and figure out exactly where you came in and see where the market seems to be sitting for the niche that you're driving down into. From there, you can start to make adjustments and find the margin where you're going to win. What you're also going to see is which GCs are doing lots of work in your niche. Find the GCs that are prevalent in your niche and start building a list. These are going to be priority contacts that you're going to want to build a relationship with. As you're going through the bidding process of just pumping out very high bids that you're not expecting to win, do your very best to not burn any bridges or soil any relationships with the GCs you're bidding to. We don't want to offend anybody, but you'll be following up on those, figuring out where you can win and what that margin looks like. From there, you've got your list of GCs who tend to be doing lots of work within your niche. Now you go after those and find the ones that are on the same level, an equivalent, or maybe slightly ahead of where you're at. So if you're a regional player in your, let's say, remodeling market, you do exteriors and you cover your state, and maybe you can stretch into states nearby and you're a regional player, find a GC that is around the same relative scale as you, or even a little smaller. What you're not necessarily going to want to do is go after the big players, the big boys in the market. They often have much higher pre-qualification standards and can be much more difficult to work with, and are going to have a much longer list of subs to pick from who are going to try to squeeze out your margin. So finding equivalent size players, smaller GCs who you can build a really good relationship and start doing work with. Once you've found those, get in their office, get in there and do a lunch and learn, build a quick slide deck about your company and what makes you unique. The best word you can say to a GC is no. Every single sub, and the reason for that is because it's going to differentiate you from everyone else. And when that GC decides to use you, they're going to treat you differently than maybe they normally would. If you say yes to everything, you're going to get dog walked in your contracts, and you're going to get dog walked through that whole job. Every time you say yes and stretch and maybe do something you're not totally comfortable with because the GC is pushing you to, look at that as money you're going to lose and reputation you're going to lose with that GC. Sometimes it makes sense if you've got a really good relationship with them already, but out of the gate, in building your relationship with that general contractor, it's very important that you set clear expectations around exactly who you are, what you do, what types of jobs you like to do, why you are so good at those jobs, what your competitive advantage is. If you've got an insane supply chain that's going to allow you to get better pricing on certain things, let the GC know that. Put it into a slide deck, send it to them so I have a copy. Do a lunch and learn, present through it, meet with their estimating team, their pre-construction department, get to know them, make sure they know who you are so that when you're sending emails or you're calling, there's a face to the name. So, like I said, very high level, not an incredibly tactical video, but hopefully for somebody who is just getting into commercial work, this video is going to give you some really realistic expectations around what that is going to be like and maybe how to position yourself in entering that new market. And if you want to know more, message me, comment, or reach out. We are always looking to help everybody where we can, and if you want to work with us on a more close level, we can talk about that as well. But have a great rest of your week. Hope this was good. Peace.